How's the day been treating you?
Good, man. I'm chilling.
Well, cool. Things are nice in Hawaii, I imagine. Always good weather.
Yeah, good weather, but some stupid political stuff
Oh yeah,
going on with our stuff.
it's happening everywhere, right?
Yeah,
when did you
irritating.
when did you get back home?
The next day.
Okay, so right after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it in Florida, or is it just like eager to get back home?
Yeah, I wanted to come back home already.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for taking the time, man. And good to chat with you. Congratulations on the win again. Good to see you in the finals one more time. And just as you are back home, like, do you already get back to training like right away, or just what is everyday life for you like right after the fights?
I took probably a week off, and then I was right back into training. So, yeah, instead back at it again and just getting ready for this next one.
Yeah, of course, man. And I'm sure you're one of those guys who, doesn't like to, get out of shape ever or like take too much time off because, especially with the PFL season, you're always like go, 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 right?
Yeah, with this season, there's no breaks. So between fights, you just gotta take some days off just to let your body recover. And yeah, but I like it. It's the best. I love fighting all the time. I don't like to be shelved and be sitting there waiting for a fight. Um, and yeah, I love it.
Of course, man. And do you have many hobbies outside of MMA, or is it like just take up most of your time?
No, I ride dirt bike, plenty. Trail riding. So that's one other like main thing I do.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
plenty of great spots in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, you're plenty trail riding. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. And do you watch much MMA like as a fan, or is it just kind of that's the job? I don't like to watch too much of it.
I watch some fights, the fights that I like to watch, and yeah, I watch all kind of fights, glory,
Mhm.
kickboxing, wrestling. I watch wrestling all the time. I like watching it, man. It's just some fights I watch, some fights I don't watch. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Would you ever be interested in doing something like the Glory Kickboxing?
Um, Maybe, yeah. In the future, I would. Yeah, I love kickboxing.
Right, right. And what are your thoughts on like I don't know if you're keeping up with the crazy boxing stuff going on with like the Paul brothers and all that, but what do you think about that stuff?
I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous, and these guys they ain't fighters. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
they're just chasing on cloud, and I guess people is into watching stuff like that. But everybody's watching, so they see Jake Paul get knocked out, but he just ends up winning. And um, congrats to him. I mean, he's fooling everybody, taking everybody's money, including mine. So um, I have nothing to kind of talk bad about that guy. He's doing it, and yeah. So I don't know what else to say about
Yeah,
that crap.
yeah. It's definitely an interesting thing to see, but he's trying and making it work, I guess. So there's that. But see how long it lasts, right? It's like these things always kind of they last for a little bit and they go away, right? So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So again, congrats on the Rory win. Great stuff there. Very dominant victory as you expected. We're very confident as you usually are. And now haven't had time to, digest it a little bit. Don't know if you've watched it back since then, but how happy are you with it now, having had time to just sit back and relax?
Yeah, I'm not surprised with anything. I knew what his whole game plan was. He's gonna try to wrestle me, and many people don't know I'm a wrestler first and foremost. Everybody think I just can punch, but I grew up wrestling, and I think I'm the best wrestler there is in MMA. So there's nothing that anybody can try out wrestle me. If you try, I'm gonna put you on your back, and you're gonna beat it until I decide to let you up. So yeah, I wasn't nothing surprising to me. Well, it was surprising when he shot like within the first like freaking 10 seconds of the fight, and I thought we was gonna trade a little bit, but um, yeah, it was just saw it that's how I play though.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I feel like, people should probably stop underestimating you. They should have stopped a while ago, but even, when you're matched up with a guy like Rory, people are still like, well, it's Rory. So I mean, do you feel like people kind of need to stop at this point, because you're obviously one of the best guys in the world?
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't. That doesn't bother me one bit. Um, I don't even pay any of that any attention. I just focus on me. I focus on what I can do, and I know what I can do. So, yeah, it doesn't. But none of that stuff bothers me.
Mhm.
Um, it is what it is.
Yeah. Just noise in, out, in one ear, out the other. Who needs it? But it's funny, man. Like, you've always been such a calm guy, and like going into your fights. And I'm curious, like, has that always been the case for you? Like, do you get nervous ever for fights?
No, I don't get nervous with fights. Um, it's just when it comes down to fight, it's a fight, and I just gonna turn on one switch, and I'm gonna try to put you away and take your head off.
Mhm.
Outside of, actually, I can separate it. Outside the cage, it's business, and in the cage, when the door shuts, it's real business. So, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty calm until I get into the cage.
Right. Flip the switch. Has there ever been an opponent that's kind of, you know, I'm sure people have tried to get under your skin, but anybody that's, kind of bothered you before? Because it doesn't seem like a problem for you ever.
Um, Not really. Well, probably when I fought Zane Kamaka. Um, that was my cousin, so it was kind of a weird thing, but
Right.
it didn't get out of control. Outside of everything. So, but it still was business, and he's just another fighter too. So, yeah.
It wasn't hard at all to fight him, despite, the relation there.
It was, but he came into my weight class, um, into my organization. So, I have, if you're gonna do that, then I gotta do what I gotta do, and he has to do what he gotta do. So it's a sport. It's a competition. You gotta treat it as such. So, you cannot take no feelings into it.
Yeah, especially for something, as serious as MMA can be. And you're going into the finals again here, somewhere you've been before, man. And is it like just as exciting as it is when you got in there for the first time, or like what's the feeling like going back? Is it, how do you feel about it?
It's just another fight again. Standing at this is where your goal is, to be at the finals match. Just like in wrestling, and I expect myself to be there every single time for as long as I am with the PFL. I always gonna be in the finals. So it's just another day in the office, bro. Get in there, get my belt, and collect that check, and that's all in my mind.
Yeah, a good motivator, that's for sure. A lot of money, and the belt's always nice too. But yeah, man, how cool do you think it would be for PFL to go to Hawaii? I think that would be something that, of course, a little tough to do right now with how the world is, but in the future, is that something you'd love to see happen?
Yeah, I've been advocating for that. Bellator did it,
Yeah.
and I think that we're just getting more bigger and bigger. We're on the same platform as the UFC, so for them to come here it would be awesome. I'm the only um, Hawaii fighter in the PFL, and I believe I'm the biggest name in the PFL. So yeah, in the future they're going to come there because it's going to be hard not to.
Right. Just especially as, the success keeps on coming for everybody. Um, and I mean, I'm curious, man, for you, like, obviously, your dad was a fighter too, right? And so I'm sure good influence from him, but how influential would, like, you say some of the other big name Hawaiian fighters? Of course, BJ Penn comes to mind. There's Holloway out there, even Ali Malay, like, seeing these other fighters do well too, like, does that fuel you at all? Just what's it like seeing the success of everybody?
Yeah, I don't care about any other fighters from Hawaii. They give me no motivation. Um, I motivate myself and my dad too at the time, and probably only BJ. BJ is probably the only one besides him, my dad, that uh, they was big inspirations. But a lot of fighters know because BJ was the pioneer from the beginning in the UFC, and the way he used to come out to fight, none of the fighters fight like that.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect to any of the other fighters, I don't care for any of them. But yeah, I really don't have a motivation, but I motivate myself and my family, and that's it.
Totally understandable, man. And obviously not an MMA fighter, but you got to meet Mike Tyson last year. So I'm kind of curious, like, what was it like meeting him? And he put the belt on you, didn't he? Just what was that like?
Yeah, it was cool, bro. In the moment you're not thinking about it, but when you relive it back in your mind, it's pretty cool that one of the icons of boxing, one of the baddest guys on the planet at the time in boxing, he gave me the belt. It was pretty awesome, man. Yeah, I watched the guy from when I was young, and to have him put the belt on me was a cool moment.
I can imagine. Did you watch his match that he had with Roy Jones?
I didn't get to watch it, but I heard it was a good fight. Can't expect anything from those two guys. They put their bodies on the line many of times, and think that they can go in there and be the same. It's not gonna happen. But
Yeah.
it's awesome to see them back in the ring and doing what they love, even though they cannot perform at the level they used to. They're just doing it because they love it, and that's what I do too. I love the sport and I love to compete, and just like them, they cannot stop because that's all they know. Huh?
Yeah, and it's not like they were getting ridiculous, like trying to fight. The top guys right now, that would have been not so great.
Kind of out of there.
So yeah, worked out in that regard. But for you, man, in the finals coming up here, taking on Magomed Magomedkerimov again. I was curious, did you follow like his run through this season? What'd you make of his fights that he had? If you were keeping up with him this year.
I mean, there's nothing to keep up. He fights the same. I cannot. There's nothing. He fights the same. He's gonna try to take me down just like he tried to take everybody down and try to wrestle me, and that's pretty much it. I'm ready for everything. He ain't gonna get the same choke he got with me the last time, and yeah, I just gonna go in there, run through him, get that check, and get ready for the next season.
Yeah, man. And what would you say was kind of like the biggest key, like takeaway or anything you learned the most from fighting him the first time, aside from, him maybe just trying to wrestle? Was there like anything that stood out that you're going to take into this one?
I mean, I was winning the fight until that moment. I think I just was a young man. It was about 3 years ago. So I had over like 13 fights with the company. So I feel like I matured more. I'm not going to be so heated in the moment with rage and aggression, just trying to hit the guy with everything I got. I just feel like I got more matured, and I'm not going to make those amateur mistakes anymore. So yeah, it's just, I have grown a lot. I fought 13 times in 3 years, or coming up on third year. In 2 years, I had 10 fights. So not many people do that. Some people only have like 2 fights a year. So I feel like I matured plenty.
Yeah, man, plenty of activities. So I mean, like, how do you spend the off seasons regularly? Is it kind of difficult to keep yourself busy? I mean, surely a lot of dirt bike riding and all that, but what are you typically doing when you're waiting for next season?
I mean, yeah, whatever but Hawaii guy does. Just drink beer, go to the beach, ride their bike, go surf. There's nothing. I'm not gonna lie and say, "Oh, I train on freaking the whole time."
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta have some off time. I mean, I'm training, but I still having a good time, just cruising at the beach, and yeah.
I mean, that's kind of important though, right? To take a little bit of that refresher time and, not, maybe put so much stress on your mind about having to get ready for fights all the time, even though of course that's what you enjoy, but it's good to have the breaks, right?
Yeah, you gotta just take a breather and just have freaking enjoy your life and be with the ones you love, and yeah, and that's pretty much what I do. even when I'm fighting and training, it's good that I get to just train and fight and be home with my family. And not many people can do that this way. They have a job and they gotta work, and to be just fighting full time and still being home with your family. And some guys, they gotta leave their family for like a couple of months to go train. You know what I mean? I have the pleasure of staying home, training in my garage, and going out and fighting in one of the biggest organizations. And yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely good to find balance with no matter what you're doing, right? So sounds like you got it going on, man. It's great to hear. And I'm curious, like, is the plan, of course, you're going to be worrying about the finals first and all that, but are you planning to, stick around for next season no matter what happens, or just what are you thinking going forward?
I'm not too sure. It depends what happens this after the fight. I'm gonna win, but we're this is coming up on my end of this year's contract, so I don't know. We'll see. Um, I always been love winning $1 million every year,
Right.
or every 6 months.
Can't go
Nobody's
wrong.
doing that. So as long as PFL keeps treating me well, I'm staying, and I can keep racking on titles and keep racking on checks, and yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's for sure. And it's funny, like I know you don't care really about like being considered the best or like who you're going to come in and fight and all that. But Peter Murray, the PFL CEO, I think recently he was saying that he's interested in maybe trying to work with other promotions like, let's say, Bellator or whatever, and if they could have cross promotion fights like Bellator kind of do with Ryzen and all that thing, maybe have some other champions come in, bigger names like. Would you like to see that, have some of these guys work together and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it would be huge for the sport. If it was to, it would be just like boxing, like WBO fighting the IBF champs. Like, I don't know why they don't do that. I think it's just I don't know, measuring stick with the promoters to see who's bigger. You know what I mean? So, but that would just open it up so much doors for planning the fighters to fight and see who really is the best. And I think I'm the best. I feel like I would out wrestle Kamaru Usman any day of the week. And hopefully that it gets done, that we can do these big super fights, because anybody in the UFC can get it. I'm the top. I'm the top of them all. So I'm ready, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, man. And I feel like this season too kind of really, really put things into perspective about how like maybe more difficult the PFL format is because, we saw they brought in all these kind of notable names. You had Pettis come in, obviously Rory Verdum, and, they didn't, go very far, at least make it to where people thought they might have at least made it to the finals or something like that. Do you think that this season kind of, really showed that, yeah, the PFL tournament isn't so easy, and the fact that, you've been able to get through it multiple times now. Look at how good I am, kind of thing.
Yeah, I just think that the way it is formatted, it's just these guys, they cannot handle fighting so much times in a year. And I think it just comes down to mentally too. But you gotta having to make weight, having to train, even if you hurt that one fight, you hurt something, or you still get like 7 more weeks, you gotta fight again. So it plays with your mind, and you just gotta be mentally tough. And not many promotions is doing what we're doing. So Bellator is doing tournaments, but they're having in what, like 2 years ongoing a freaking
Yeah.
tournament. That's crazy. So yeah, PFL is we're just climbing, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the big stages pretty soon.
Yeah, man. I mean, already working with ESPN, so that's a great, a great spot to be. And were there any big surprises for you in terms of, like I mentioned, those names who maybe didn't even make the playoffs, like for Doom and Pettis? Were any of those like shockers to you this season?
No, not really. Because I believe we got some good fighters. You know what I mean? Just because you come from the UFC doesn't mean crap. Planning the UFC guys is not top caliber either. Probably only the top 5 guys in each weight class is like top the top tier guys. So they get a big roster, but not all those guys on the roster is high level. So with them not making the finals, I was in. Verdum is what? He was like almost 50, 45 or something like that.
Yeah, it's up there.
And Pettis is like he's up there too in the age. Rory's still young. He was probably the only one that is still up there in the top welterweights, and everybody say he's old. He's only freaking 32. He's not old. I'm only 28. He's like 4 years older than me. That don't mean crap. So Rory was the only one that has pretty much had the level of being in the playoffs and maybe reaching the finals if he wasn't on my side of the bracket. So, but he was, and that turned out bad for him.
Yeah, exactly. As it does for most people. But it's funny, man. Like, you do have a whole lot of experience, and it's easy to forget. I think that, you're not even 30 yet. So, like, obviously not really thinking of the end of your career, but like, with all this experience so far, like, how long do you think you will end up fighting for? I know that's kind of a difficult question, but do you think about that at all?
I don't think about that. I'm not gonna stop fighting until I break down or I die. I'm not gonna ever stop fighting. It's just I was just really born into this from when I was a young age, just watching my dad fight, and from when I was freaking 7 years old watching my dad fight, I knew I wanted to pursue this, and this is my love. And other than wrestling, like, I love this sport, and I'm not gonna stop till my body breaks down and doesn't allow me to compete again. But I'm not thinking of slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, of course, man. And with that in mind, like, what do you think that you would be doing if you never got into MMA?
I'll be doing some stupid stuff probably, but I would have been wrestling. I was wrestling. I was supposed to go to college and before I was going to fight. So, but if I didn't start fighting, I would have been just like another Hawaii kid doing dumb stuff. So, MMA and wrestling really saved my and the Lord Jesus Christ saved my life too. So, yeah.
Are you into professional wrestling at all? I know you're talking about, real wrestling, but is that something that has ever interested you in any way?
No, that has not.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not knocking on any of the professional wrestlers. They gotta freaking really train for what the stunts they do. The stunts is not fake. The jumping off big stuff, they're crazy for doing that. But it's entertainment, and they're doing their thing, and I'm not knocking on nothing. I'm talking about real Olympic wrestling and
Right.
freestyle kind of wrestling.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I was just curious there, but all right, man. I think we can leave it there. Don't want to take too much of your time, Ray. Let you enjoy the rest of your day. But great getting to talk with you, man. I'm very excited always to watch you fight, but for the rematch and the finals and everything. So I wish you the best of luck, and go out there and make some more money, man. I appreciate you taking the time, and just thanks so much. Wish you the best, man.
Yeah, for sure, Drake. Thanks, man.
All right, Ray.
Oh, hey, you made it to the end. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like this video and want to see more like it, give it a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Until then, we'll see you next time.